former pupils, Lou Costello has consented to present a play for us. Most of you remember Lou Costello. In his school days, he was the head boy along this block. And let us listen to this blockhead.
Costello, the audience is waiting for you. You've just been introduced. Open this door.
Here I am, Uncle Bud.
Sebastian, what are you doing in your brother's makeup and his costume? What is the meaning of this?
Louis has disappeared.
Disappeared?
Mm-hmm. But don't worry, Uncle Bud.
What do you mean?
I'm going out on the stage and I'm going to take his place. And the audience will never know the difference. I put on this big putty nose that I got, and I put on my nose. This big putty nose.
But, Sebastian, you've got the putty down over the end of your nose. How are you going to smell?
All right, unless they turn on the heat.
Look, Sebastian, what are you going to do when you get out on that stage?
Well, I'm going to tell him a story about Romeo and Juliet. And it was written by William Shakespeare, a very great ether.
Ether?
Mm-hmm.
You mean author. Ether puts people asleep.
That's what the story's going to do.
Well, all right, as long as Lou isn't here, I suppose you'll have to do it. Okay, come on, hurry up. The curtain's going up. Come on, there you are.
Oh, okay, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to tell you the story of Romeo and Juliet. Now, I don't want any interruptions from you, Uncle Abbott.
Go ahead,
My big brother told me how you interrupt him.
Well, go ahead.
But don't interrupt me.
Tell that story.
Don't give me that.
Go
Just
ahead,
don't
go
interrupt
ahead,
me,
go
that's
ahead.
all. I lost my place like my big brother. Now, I'm not kidding. Once upon a time, there was a fella named Romeo.
Romeo? What did this Romeo look like?
I got out of that one.
Well, all right, what did he look like?
Huh?
What did he look like?
Well, he was about... How do I know what he looked like? I never met the guy.
Then why do you tell stories about people you don't even know?
Nobody knows Romeo. He's just a guy in the story. He's an imaginary character.
Oh, you mean he's just a person in fancy?
In fancy? In fancy what?
In fancy nothing.
That's a good way to catch gold. Now, look, Uncle Bud, if you just shut up, I'll tell a story.
All right, go ahead. I won't say any more.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Once upon a time, there was a fella named Romeo, and he was his father's only son.
Well, that's right. He was his father's heir.
His what?
His father's heir.
His father didn't have any hair. He was bald-headed.
All right, go ahead.
Now, don't interrupt me.
All right, go ahead.
Now, there's a girl in the story, and her name is Juliet. And her father was giving a big party, you know, to kind of sort of shove her into society.
Oh, you mean she was making her debut?
I don't know if it was a debut or her nightbut. All I know, it was her first party, and a lot of people was invited to see her and stuff. And things.
Well, you see, the folks were coming in to her coming out party.
How can you come in to come out? She was inside already.
Naturally, she had to come in to come out.
What did she want to come out for? She was inside. This wasn't an outdoor affair.
All right.
This was inside.
I know that. You told me that. All right.
Well, if people are going to come in to come out, there's no use of going out to come in.
All right.
Why don't they stay home?
Look, Sebastian, you don't understand.
Why don't you stay home?
Look, you don't understand,
I should
Sebastian.
stay home
Now,
with
listen,
you.
please. You want me to tell your big brother on you?
Anybody got lozenges?
Listen, please. Look, the party brings her out.
The party brings her out.
That's right.
Why should the party bring her out? What did the little girl do?
No.
The party didn't even start. Some guy right away wants to drag her out.
No, you don't understand.
Why don't they leave the little kid alone?
Now, Sebastian.
Maybe she wasn't drinking.
But, listen, Sebastian.
Maybe she had one pop.
Now, Sebastian.
Maybe after all, the kid is okay.
Yeah, all right.
Lost again.
All right, go on with the story. Well, look, wasn't Romeo invited to this party?
Talk longer.
Look, wasn't Romeo invited to this party is what I want to know. Wasn't he?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Sure. No, you see, Juliet's father... Thank you, Mr. Bernard. Juliet's father... I need him.
Now, come on, Sebastian.
Juliet's father didn't like Romeo,
Yes.
so he had to put on a mask, and he borrowed another guy's clothes, and he went away.
Oh, Romeo went in disguise.
Yeah, in this guy's clothes.
I see. All right, I see.
You see, Uncle Bud, Romeo and Juliet's fathers was enemies, and they was fighting for 15 years.
They didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Which family brought on the feud?
They both brought on the feud, but Romeo wouldn't eat it. He was lovesick. He kept getting thin and pale.
Oh, I see. He looked wan.
Oh, yeah. What'd you say?
I said, he looked wan. Don't you know what wan is?
Yeah, 1 is the number before 2.
No.
1, 2,
No. 1 means peek it. Romeo was peek it.
Oh, sure. He was peeking through the keyhole at Juliet.
Now, Sebastian.
Well, if I was there, I'd have peeked at her myself.
Sebastian, will you please go on with the play?
Well, anyway, every night Juliet used to sit on the balcony.
Why did she sit in the balcony?
Because she couldn't afford a seat in the orchestra.
Sure. All right.
And she liked to sit in the balcony.
All right, now, don't argue.
Up there she could smoke.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Put her feet on the rail.
Yes, go on, go ahead.
So far, so good.
Go ahead.
One night, I hope I can hold out. One night, Juliet dropped her handkerchief, and Romeo picked it up and handed it to her.
And what did Juliet do when Romeo handed her the handkerchief?
As she'd done like anybody else.
What? Just what?
Well, you know what I
mean.
mean.
You know the story, don't you?
Oh, yes,
Well, what did Juliet do when Romeo handed her the handkerchief?
You know, like they always...
What did she do?
She wiped her nose.
All right, now.
Gee, did you have to make me say that?
Well, all right, never mind.
I mean, it's your line.
All right, look. But look, Sebastian, as I remember the story, Romeo had a rival, and they fought a duel with lances. Now, what I can't understand is why did the other fella kick Romeo when Romeo dropped his lance?
Because he caught Romeo with his lance down.
Look, that's enough, Sebastian. Stop the play. Stop it. I say, ladies and gentlemen, the play is over. Bring down the curtain.
Hey. What's the idea of stopping the play, Uncle Bud?
Sebastian, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Not only have you disgraced your brother Lou, but you stand there and make a monkey out of a great masterpiece. You ridicule Romeo and Juliet, the greatest love story of all time, and you deliberately insult the name of William Shakespeare. Why do you do these wicked things?
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, I'll say you're a bad boy.
Oh, I'm the kind of kid my mother won't let me associate with.
You certainly are. Now, come here. Now, where is your brother Lou?
I think he might be in the 4th grade classroom, Uncle Bud.
What makes you think that?
Because I locked him in there before the show.
Sebastian, unlock that door and let your brother out. He's probably in there crying his eyes out because he missed the play. Go on, open that door.
Okay, Uncle Bud.
Go ahead.
I love you, Millicent, my darling.
I love you too, Costello. Kiss me, my sweet.
Costello, what are you doing making love with a 4th grade teacher? You know she's the janitor's girl.
You're telling me, Abbott, and I'm the new janitor.
But you missed the whole play.
Oh, don't worry, Abbott. Millicent and I are going to put on another play tomorrow night.
Another play?
Yeah, and I'm calling it The Girl Who Eloped with the New Janitor or Gone with the Window Cleaner.
I love you, Costello, my sweet.
I love you too, Millicent, my sweet.
Oh, he's a bad boy.
Abbott and Costello will be back in a moment.
Thanks to the Yanks of the Week. Tonight we salute Technical Sergeant George James H. Logan of Luling, Texas, who is one of only 2 men in this war to receive both the Congressional Medal of Honor and the Distinguished Service Cross.
Listen tomorrow to Jimmy Durante and Gary Moore. Monday to Bob Hawke in Thanks to the Yanks. And next Thursday to Abbott and Costello. And before we hear from the boys, I'd like to say the Merchant Marine needs more men to man the supply lines to victory. And to eligible men, it offers not only a well-paid and worthy present, but a splendid future. In 6 months' time now, you can make the progress it would have taken you 3 years to make before Pearl Harbor. Get all the facts. Go to any United States Employment Service office or wire collect to the United States Merchant Marine, Washington, D.C. And now, here are Bud and Lou Costello with a final word.
Thanks, Ken. But it's getting a little late, so all we'll have time to say is just good night, folks.
And good night to everybody.
Good night,
please buy bonds.
Buy bonds. Good night, folks.
To everybody in Patterson, New Jersey.
Good night, neighbors. Good night, neighbors.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show. The Abbott and Costello show will be back at this very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood, wishing you a pleasant good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
That is the Abbott and Costello Show from November 16th, 1944. Costello in a school play. Bud Abbott, Lou Costello. And that was originally sponsored by Camel Cigarettes. We had to remove that. We can't play cigarette commercials on the radio.
Nor would we want to.
Yeah, we don't want to either. Although I will tell you this, in the Classic Radio Club that we have for our listeners to join and get 10 shows sent to them each and every month, plus liner notes, we never edit anything out. You get the original shows with all the original commercials, nothing ever edited. You can get them on CD, the 10 shows on 5 CDs in a collector case each month, or you can get the digital downloads. If you want to learn more about the Classic Radio Club, and we have hundreds and hundreds of members, and a lot of fun, 10 shows each month, go to classicradioclub.com. And in fact, when you join, there's an Abbott and Costello you get in the first set with the Who's On First.
Well, how could you have Abbott and Costello and not Who's On First?
Yeah, well, they didn't do the Who's On First routine that often on radio, so we included one that does have the Who's On First in that first batch that you get. And you get Jack Benny, Inner Sanctum, Gunsmoke. You get great stuff the very first time you join. And then every month you will be sent 10 more shows. So it's pretty cool. ClassicRadioClub.com. All right, let's take a break, and then it's more on the WGN Radio Theatre. You look so happy and healthy, Lisa.
Well, I am happy and healthy, Carl.
Why do you look extra healthy and happy?
Well, I don't know if you just heard the new radio spot.
I did hear a radio
spot.
Vistro. Yes, I heard.
And that is my newest find. It's sort of like my hidden secret.
Sort of like your little doggy. You love your little doggy so much.
I love my Vistro, and I want to tell you about it because I think it's something that you and our listeners could really, really love and appreciate
Vistro.
It because I know that I do.
Okay, VEESTRO.com.
Right, Vistro.com.
All right, what about
and they are an organic, vegan meal delivery service.
Right.
So what they do is they cook fresh organic ingredients. They have their own chefs, and they deliver it right.
I need a chef.
I need a chef. This is my personal chef. Personal chef.
The great thing about
Vistro.
It is the chef is over there. They're not at your house.
That's
sleeping
exactly
in your house. They're
That's
at
exactly
Vistro's
right.
house.
They send it right to my doorstep. It comes frozen from the Vistro house, and all I have to do is heat these meals in the microwave or the oven.
She knows how to prepare it.
Right? Are you
are
you purporting that I do not know how to prepare it?
I'm not saying you're not a good cook. I'm just saying.
It's very difficult to eat healthy and go to the grocery store and find these fresh organic ingredients and find the recipes and make it taste great. It really tastes better when you leave it to the experts, and the experts are Vistro.
Right.
You get these wonderful meals. They are convenient. They're healthy, they are super delicious, and they're all vegan. And, you don't have to be a vegetarian to enjoy these dishes. So I know that you aren't a vegetarian.
Right.
But you know what? Some of these entrees...
I'm a carnivore.
You are a carnivore. But, not only you, they've got all sorts of categories. If you want soy-free, if you want nut-free, if you want low-calorie, if you want gluten-free, these are all options that
really
you have
healthy.
with Vistro.
And it tastes really good?
Carl, look at me.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
I know you're
delicious.
you are so high on this. I love
know.
it. It's
I
great
just wanted
to see
to
you.
share
so,
it with you and with
I can
our listeners.
feel the passion because you've been getting Vistro now for a few weeks.
Right.
And you're loving it because it just comes in dry ice, right?
Yep,
you put it right in the
frozen.
oven or the microwave.
I put it in my freezer first.
Right, I understand that. But when you're
I'm ready
to
to cook it right in the oven.